In just the last 2 hours, state investigators providing an update on Minneapolis Somali-owned daycares featured in a viral video by a conservative YouTuber alleging fraud. The Department of Children's Youth and Family says the 9 daycares were operating as expected when investigators went in. They found children at all the daycares except one, but that one hadn't even opened yet. That information contrasts Shirley's claims that the daycares had no children and are fraudulent. But the state does have open investigations against 4 of the daycares in question. And there is another twist here. Several of them are connected to Feeding Our Future, of course, the nonprofit at the center of a pandemic-era meal program fraud scheme that cost taxpayers more than $300 million. Our Lou Raguse is here with more on tonight's new developments. Lou?
Jennifer, 2 very different taxpayer-funded programs. The daycares featured by Nick Shirley received more than $17 million in child care assistance program funds this year, according to the state, and according to public data I've collected covering the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme for years. 7 of these daycares received more than $6 million in child nutrition program funds.
They spelt learning wrong.
None of the daycares featured by Nick Shirley in his viral YouTube video have formal allegations of fraud against them, but most of them have other violations, according to the Minnesota Department of Human Services. For example, the state's website shows Quality Learning Center, featured primarily for its misspelled sign, had 121 violations over the last 3 years, most recently for areas used by children in disrepair.
Was this place also a Feeding Our Future meal site? Okay.
As first discovered by the Minnesota Star Tribune, several of these daycares received money through Feeding Our Future, whose leader was convicted of facilitating the theft of $240 million taxpayer dollars during the pandemic. According to KARE 11's records, Minnesota Best Child Care, located in this unmarked building, received $1.5 million from Feeding Our Future, claiming to serve 702,000 meals to children. Quality Learning Center received $509,000, claiming to serve 208,000 meals. The now-closed Mako Daycare received $1.5 million, claiming to serve 626,000 meals. In all, 5 current and 2 closed daycares Shirley featured received $6.3 million from Feeding Our Future, claiming to serve 2.8 million meals to kids from 2018 to 2021. But no one from these daycares has been charged with a crime in that massive scheme. One of those former Feeding Our Future sites, ABC Learning Center, invited KARE 11 inside on Tuesday to show they have kids there and push back against Shirley's claims of fraud. KARE 11 confirmed Republican House of Representatives staff provided that location to Shirley's researcher Dave Hoke, along with 2 other daycares.
And I've confirmed with Shirley's researcher Hoke that they are planning to release another YouTube video on Sunday. Again, none of the daycares have received a formal allegation of fraud, either through the Child Care Assistance Program or the Feeding Our Future meal fraud scheme. Jennifer.
So is there now another layer to this investigation where investigators will go back to these sites that did receive money to serve meals?
Well, it's entirely possible because the federal investigators already know about these numbers. These numbers were shown in Amy Bach's trial. So if they choose to investigate further, they could look into whether there was any fraud involved with the meal fraud scheme, and that would be something that would come out in federal court.
But as you've pointed out, they've now targeted dozens of people in that. Some of the other ones have they've just kind of had to let slide.
Yeah, you know, they charged 87 people and more than 50 have been convicted, but there are dozens and dozens and dozens more that just have not been charged by the feds.
Very layered stories. Thank you for breaking it all down for us.